There's a very foul wind blowing through the world for the last century. It is the wind of globalization. On the surface, globalization sounds like a good idea, a means to coordinate all the planet's resources in a central location, getting rid of local jurisdictions, countries, and their local laws. It sounds like it will provide a new era in sane resource utilization to benefit all of mankind. Our world leaders want us to believe that this is all for the benefit of the people, that they have our best interests in mind. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Here is a little background. I realize that most people do not have the perspective to understand this. It is not their fault they have fallen victim to a highly sophisticated form of mind control. It is insidious mind control they are flooded with from cradle to grave. It is not due to a lack of intelligence or intellect. They just have never been exposed to what is truly real. They never asked the questions that need to be asked. I refer to the force in our culture that is the cause of our downfall, the mainstream media. The mainstream media is controlled by a handful of very powerful, very corrupt men. From them their policies flow down their corporate structures and form the tone and intentional disinformation we have today. If you only follow mainstream TV, radio and print, you are not getting the true picture of the world. You are being downloaded what they want you to know, what they want you to believe, what they want you to be. Their thoughts become your thoughts. They are intentional of filling your mind with trivial and ultimately unimportant issues. It is a smokescreen to keep you passive, non-thinking, and docile. The best kind of sheeple. What they want you to be is a non-thinking person. Someone who questions nothing and totally believes what is downloaded into them. I say downloaded because most people do not actually critically think about anything. They believe what someone tells them is true. They never critically research and question the party line. They watch or read the news and believe what they are told. Never thinking. Never asking the right questions needed to have an informed opinion. Most people are what I call repeaters. People who just parrot what they have heard to be true. They talk to their friends who themselves are just repeaters, and by agreeing on what is real reinforce their delusion. Gives them a false sense of what is true. Almost every minute of every day you are fed disinformation of the nature of the world and the real issue it faces. TV, radio, and the uncountable advertisements we are exposed to every day cloud our ability to sift through the mire and see the world as it truly is. They create celebrities and thus the phenomena of celebrity worship. These modern-day gods are people who you will never meet, never talk to, never actually have a relationship with, but they download them to you in a way that makes you think they are your friends, or at least something you should care about. None of what you see on TMZ and its like is worth 1 microsecond of your time and attention. It is total garbage and one of the worst examples of what is wrong with our society. I ask you, how is anything Lindsay Lohan, Justin Bieber, John Cena, or the non-existent vampires from Twilight at all important? Stop getting your life from other people and vampires and start living yourself. You are an intelligent human being. Stop filling your mind with intellectual garbage. I want to state again, this mass delusion is not your fault. They have made it near impossible to have the right perspective to ask the right questions. The people who control the media are absolute experts in manipulating you. You have been manipulated all your life. They have sharpened their control for hundreds of years. I implore you, stop being a repeater. Actually think about what you see. Take nothing on faith alone. Those TV personalities you trust to feed you news are just reading what they have been told. They don't know or care if the news they are telling you is true and worthy of your belief. They are the ultimate repeaters, reading from teleprompters text they themselves never wrote. Most of what you believe to be true is a lie. This is very difficult statement for some people to accept. Their pride gets in the way of admitting they have been duped. Pride cometh before a fall, and us as a whole we are heading for the largest fall of our lives. The disparities of this make-believe world most people exist in the real world is becoming so vast and unattainable to sustain anymore. Teehee mind controllers have almost shot their bolt and are hastening their plans before too many people wake up to their true agenda. Their agenda is to take total control over you and your lives in a manner never before seen. Full spectrum domination. In history there have always been megalomaniacal leaders who had dreams of world domination. Time and time again they have attempted to take over the world through military force. Time and time again they have been stopped by opposing armies. They have never been able to create a one-world government through brute military force. Brute military force does not work. It wakes up too many opponents. These opponents organize and fight back and has luckily won so far. These power-hungry megalomaniacal eugenicists have not disappeared. Human nature has not changed enough to stop creating people who want it all at any costs. The only thing that has changed is the method of their takeover plans. Instead of a gun they now yield a monetary reform. Take over the world through banking. This is a much more subversive and insidious way to do it, but it comes with no less casualties. They want to bring in one world banking system with taxes all payable to the World Bank. They want to destroy the sovereignty of all nations and put them under one rule of law. The globalists have one major victory so far. It is called the European Union. The EU is the first step in their plans to consolidate power. There is a plan in the works to join Canada, USA, and Mexico into one big superstate. The allegedly defunct Security and Prosperity Partnership program along with NAFTA and GATT were designed to ease us into this idea. They actually already have minted the new currency for this superstate. It is called the Amero. Goodbye loonie, greenback, and the peso. Here comes the Amero. What it means to be Canadian, American, and Mexican is being gravely threatened. They are aiming to destroy our Charter of Rights and Freedoms all Canadians currently enjoy. They also want to destroy the U.S. Constitution for all the same reasons. These documents and ideas are all obstacles to their plans of making us serfs on the continent our forefathers have fought for. Every day almost we hear of new legislation that is designed to rob us of our freedoms piece by piece. This slow destruction of our freedoms has been coined the term, the totalitarian tiptoe. Small steps of erosion as opposed to big ones keep most of the sheeple asleep and unaware. If they made large sweeping reforms, even the most brain-atrophied TMZ viewer would stand up and take notice. This whole push for globalization is their master plan. It is not for our best interests at all, but for consolidation of power on behalf of the power elites. Here are a few search terms you can use to find out the truth about what is happening. Google these to find out more. Codex Alimentarius, Bilderberg Group, Council on Foreign Relations, Club of Rome, Illuminati, and the Georgia Guidestones. These are just a few ideas to get you started. This topic is too vast to properly lay out in one video. I feel deeply scared for all of us and our children that we are going into an abyss from which there is no escape. Orwell's 1984 and Huxley's Brave New World were not supposed to be instruction manuals.